Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to 14th of November, Friday, last day of the week. This is the week. Yeah, it is Friday. All right. A little bit confused sometimes what day it is. So it's we are on the 14th of November, and let's get started with the market updates. Big things, lots of going on in the market, but nothing is really other than we are talking about interest rates. And that's all we're talking about. We're talking about the BLS numbers and the interest rates. And none of them are doing any good right now to the market. The probability of interest rate cuts went down below 50% yesterday. And it's been hitting the markets. It's not only been hitting the markets, it's been hitting the cryptocurrency as well. Because every morning sit here and talk to you guys what is crypto only runs on if we get liquidity in the market. Liquidity is when we get money in the market, and the only way we get money in the market is when we do tax cuts and interest rate cuts, okay, or we do a bond offering every afternoon. So last little while, we've been only talking about interest rates, basically trying to come down, but they're not cutting. 50% chance. It was almost 90% about a month ago that we were going to get a half, like a quarter point cut in December. And that went all out of the window. Now it's below 50%. And that's what driving this market to the downside. Not only this, but a little bit of geopolitical issue happening on the south of the U.S. there in Venezuela. There, the U.S. is piling up military. They're thinking they're going to attack Venezuela very soon. But that is another geopolitical issue that is starting to drive the market a little bit. So, yeah, CD, Cordax, fantastic. There, buddy. Did you buy any? Yeah, I've been looking at that. We were going to talk about that in a minute here. So quick, a lot of stuff going on. So I actually was trading this morning, and I want to talk about the algo as well. Really, this algo has been incredible, and either way, you can make money to the downside or you make money to the upside. It does it both, and it doesn't care what direction the market goes. It gives you what trades to get into, and I'll show you exactly how to use it again, well, in a few minutes here. So let's talk about the market here. ES, you're looking at the ES chart. That's what should be on your screen right now. And we're looking at a very the trend line here where we have bounced off once here, and now we're second time here. Are we gonna bounce back up? So a little bit of looking at, if you look at this here, if you look at the top portion of this ES futures, you're getting a little bit of left shoulder, you got a neck, and you got the right shoulder. They're never perfect, okay? They're never perfect, but this looks like a, where we are trying to drop to the downside here, okay? This look like a neckline to me, and if we really break down here, we could be really pushing the market down to 64.54, and that's a long way to the downside. So what I'm basically saying is stay short on the market. Don't be long unless we get back, pull this back to the upside from here. So we're still gonna go short. So be very careful here. It's the other thing is it's gonna take a lot of the stocks that we are holding. It's gonna take it to the downside when the market actually drops. But I am not worried about what we're holding. Tell you honestly, I'm not. I'm even happier mood this market is coming down, but I'm not worried about the stock that we are holding. Okay, they're solid stocks, no worries. Anything that basically I bought and basically been sharing with you guys, I'm not worried about it. I'm actually feeling happy that I'm gonna be able to buy something cheap with more price. So I'm actually feeling good about this market here. But the market is again sitting at this trend line, and if this trend line holds, we're going to be bullish to the upside. If it doesn't, we are going to the downside. And same thing with if looking at the Nasdaq is coming to a support here. This is key support here, 24,627. If we get below this here, this could be a really we could be looking for that actually that 10% correction. Okay, so we could be seeing the market to the downside. So do not go long on stocks right now till we are sure that the market is going to go bounce back to the upside. So we are in a risk area right now, and it's a risk off area. Okay, so the market is pulling to the downside. Looking at the Dow Jones is a down is 317, 319 points right now. So Dow Jones is still in a better shape than the other indexes. Okay, we have this is the level that if it gets below here, that's where I'm more worrying about this Dow here coming to the downside. But I'm not worried about it. So far, it's hanging in there. And those companies in the Dow 30 are big companies, so I wouldn't be really selling them off yet. IWM has also bounced to the downside. It's come to the 235 support, and this is because interest rate cuts. Remember what I said? If we get interest rate cuts, this thing is going to go up. But we are not getting it so far. We're not seeing that cut. Okay, so that is good. Thank you for the news, guys. If you guys got any news on any stocks, please post it in here. Thanks to the vendor. Thanks, buddy, Dave. Please keep posting it, so I will able to check that stock as well. So you guys are doing a fantastic job. Great learning, good stuff. And this thing here, looking at the IWM, I said it's gonna be a buy soon. I think it's a buy, but again, interest rate cuts, if they don't happen, could it come to the downside further? Sure, it's sitting at 233 right now. I'm very happy it's coming down because I get to buy. I did sell it, remember, a while ago, and I never got back into it. So this is going to be an opportunity. And what's happening with oil? Oil is a little bit going to the up. If the U.S. attacks Venezuela, this thing is going to go over 60 bucks. It's going to go a lot higher. Right now, if something happens there, this thing is going to fly to the upside. So keep a very close eye on this here. Oil will tell you a lot. Okay, gold will also tell you a lot. Gold is down also because the weakness in the US dollar, weakness in the what's happening with the numbers that are not coming out of BLS. We're supposed to get the CPI, we're supposed to get PPI. The guy in the White House said those numbers they didn't even survey. So we are not going to get the October numbers, and most likely we're not going to get the November numbers. So these numbers, they did not do the survey. So I don't think these numbers are ever going to come back. The only way they're going to come back is if somebody wants to guess at them. Okay, so these numbers are not coming. So we won't see anything good till probably next month. So this is also making it very difficult to say where the U.S. economy is going. Okay, but we know overall, you guys know overall. I know a lot of you guys drive down to the US. That's why I keep asking every time I talk to somebody who's driving down there. I said, what is it feeling? What is it like over there? So, and especially in the trucking business, you can really tell whether the economy is doing well or not. So right now it's not doing well from what I see. So gold has dropped down further, but gold will jump back up if that attack happens in Venezuela. This will be a risk on trade. Gold will go back to the upside. So be careful here. It's gone below 41.75 here. And since look at that, since it hit the 141.75 below, it just took off to the downside. So it's a strong support right now at 3,900. That's where I originally expected this to come down. Maybe we're gonna test it. Let's see what happens here. Okay, see what happened. U.S. in hiding info like China. Yeah, I think what Chinese are sharing their information. You see it on the forex market a lot recently, right? They've been sharing. But yeah, U.S. is starting to hide this stuff like China, but China is, always been like that. But anyway, that's that. What we are picking up on the VIX. Why we picking up on the VIX? We picked up on it yesterday because of this Venezuela thing. Okay, that's why this thing is going to the upside. And this is also going to be start pushing the market more and further to the downside. The 10-year is sitting at 4.07 right now. I can see this yield also bumping back to the upside as we going into this no interest rate cuts, and that's going to make the US dollar stronger actually if they don't cut interest rates, and that's going to make that yield go back up. So keep a close eye on the yield and the VIX. I told you guys to keep a very close eye on this one, and look what it's done all of a sudden. It's gone very fast to the upside. So That is the VIX. Looking at the dollar index right here, sorry, below, it's gonna, as we are pushing this yield, trying to push it down, this is gonna get weak. But if the yield gets stronger back up, this is gonna push right back to the upside, and that's gonna push the market lower. Okay, if the yield goes up and the dollar index goes up, that's gonna push the market lower. Right now, this is holding on the edge right now. All right, it's the yield is sitting at 4.07. So looking at what's happening on the put call ratios, look at them. They're all showing still, like the SPY is still showing very strong to the upside. And it was showing very strong to the upside yesterday. But they went a little bit towards the put side, but they're still very, very strong towards the call side. They expect this market maybe to bounce back up, or something is going to come in, and that's going to push this market up, or Donald Trump going to say something that is going to push this market back up. I don't know. But these put call ratios, both on the SPY and the triple Qs, are telling me they're going towards the call side where the market should push to the upside. But IWM is totally on the opposite side. And you saw the IWM is dropping very fast, and this is very strong towards the put side yesterday. A lot of people buying puts. They're making tons of money this morning on IWM. So what's happening with that's what's happening with that. And what's happening with Bitcoin? Bitcoin, basically, it just couldn't get above this trend line. This is where we draw the trend line. 2 touches here, 3rd touches, 4 touches. Guess where this thing is going? I've been warning you guys about this. Bitcoin is hard to manage what direction it's going to go, because it doesn't have a price to earnings ratio. It doesn't have price to sales ratio. It doesn't have anything about that. The only way to determine where this thing is going is by supply and demand. Right now, there's lots of supply and there's hardly any demand, and more demand, more and more supply is going to come in. If we go below 92K here, this 90K level here, we are really going to drop to the downside, because we're going to get people with margin calls. Okay, a lot of people been buying on this Bitcoin on margin call, and if they're buying on margin, and once those margin calls happens, guess what these interactive brokers gonna do? What are all the other brokers gonna do? What is Coin Exchange gonna do? They're gonna start selling your Bitcoin if you don't have enough cash to hold on to Bitcoin. Okay, so and not only you're gonna lose your equity in it, you're gonna lose your holding. And when it comes into the market, it floods the market with supply. And what does the supply do? Pushes things to the downside, right? So be very careful if it heads below here. Sorry, let me fix the chart right there. Especially we're looking at the 92K level here. And the next level is down here around the 83K. And if we get below, this is really going to blow a lot of people out of this market for Bitcoin. If it comes around this 75 level, this is where MSTR is the largest. This is where they paid the most. And if it goes below 70K, 75K, I guarantee that MSTR will be dead, pretty much. Okay. So if you are holding that stock, I've been warning you guys. I've been warning everyone every morning. I know pretty good. If you've been listening, those guys been listening for me for the last 3 years. I think most of you guys have been listening, and hopefully you guys are all safe and not into this stuff. Okay, the risk factor. Look at what MSTR doing. MSTR sitting at $197, below 200. Okay. And this level is a support on around 111 from 197. I've been warning since basically this market, when the market has been heading to the downside. So you guys can go take a look at all the replays on the market updates from 6 months, and since I've been talking about this here since July, what I have been telling you guys on this here, and it's taking all the cryptocurrencies down. Okay, it's blowing a lot of people's accounts already, because a lot of people are crypto, and especially a lot of people. I'm not gonna name names, but if you go on TikTok, they've been telling you to buy crypto over 100K, 105K, 110K. Buy all you can. This thing is going to 150. This thing is going to 200K. They don't even know. They're hyping it because they're in it, or they're making money off subscriptions, whatever. But the person out there who's doesn't know anything about cryptocurrencies, they're listening to these people, right? But they're not giving you a reason why this thing is going up. There are a lot of people out there. Learn to do your own trading. That's what we teach here. Okay, learn what you're trading, know what you're buying, know what you're selling, right? So be very, very careful. This thing is gonna hit rock bottom. I don't know how far it's gonna go, but right now I would not put my hand underneath this thing, either the Bitcoin or the MSTR or Ethereum. Let's talk about Ethereum. Few questions this morning on Ethereum. What is Ethereum? Where do you want to buy it? Some people ask me. Well, the one of the reasons where I'm looking is around the 2900. This is where it could bounce back up. But right now, if this is like an H pattern right here, if this thing breaks here, I would be short for another $100 to the downside on Ethereum. If it breaks below this support right there, okay, around this is around the 3075 somewhere there. If it breaks below there, we can see 2900. Okay, probably on Ethereum. So if you're looking to buy Ethereum, look around the 29. I wouldn't go jump into even at 2900. Wait for it to make a U-turn to the upside. Okay, so I'm not saying to buy. Make sure you do your due diligence. I gave a lot of targets when I said buy here or sell here. When the price gets there, do your due diligence again. Just don't go just blindly and sell it or blindly go buy it. Do your due diligence at the time. See what the market is telling you for that thing at the time. Okay, so don't just sell it or buy it just because I told you or that your price has reached there. Do your due diligence at once more time to make sure that that is the price it's gonna go, right? So that is Bitcoin. A lot of stock. Anything you look at Bitcoin right now, it's going towards the downside, guys. Be very careful. Okay. So looking at some of the other stocks, the solid stocks, I'm talking about like Starbucks. I'm talking about CNRs. I'm talking about Walmarts and all those stocks. If you're holding those stocks, they are going to come down with the market. They are. Don't be afraid, but don't be afraid to add them when they get to the right price. And when you DCA on good stocks on the way down, your average comes a lot more down. And when the market goes down, what happens to the market? What happens if you look? What happens to the market eventually? What happens to the market eventually? Look at these years. There is COVID right there. COVID. Where was COVID? Right there. Okay. Where's 2008? Way a little bit back here, even lower, right? Look what the market's doing. So if you're a good investor, right, you want to be good in this field here. Okay. So let's take a look at some of the stocks here. CDTX. This is a stock where's my? This is a stock we talked about a couple of days ago, and this was one of the new stocks that I gave you on the chart one morning. I said I don't like too many stocks, but again, look at that this morning. I said I don't like too many stocks. This stock has doubled. Anybody picked it up? And you can see it in what day did I discuss this? I said if I liked anything, I like this one. I forgot what day buddy, you know what day I told you guys about this one? I haven't. I'm not gonna go looking for it right now. But anyways, incredibly to the upside. Why did I like it? I like the numbers. I like what they were doing. Look at these numbers on this year. Look, not particularly on the revenue. What they were saying. If you go back in the chat, just a few days, I mentioned it there. If you look at it. And this was the one I really liked. And look, this thing doubled. This is like a lottery win, right? So, anyways, the news has come out on this more here. This is exactly what the news is here. Hang on. But you know what day I discussed it? I know I put it in the chat here. I don't like to blow my own horn, but it's there. or the Merck. Merck is buying. There's my. That's what happens to this company. Remember, I even mentioned that somebody's gonna may have even buy this out. I'm gonna go back and after this year, I'll take a look at it. What day I mentioned it, and no, I'll just see. It's gonna take me too much time here. Okay, let's continue with the market here. So this stock has been just. Did you buy it, by the way, Paji? Anybody buy it? Anybody bought it at all? Anybody talked about it?
No, I didn't buy it. I was just observing it.
Oh, okay, okay. So, anyways, I think I even put it. Did I put it? No, I didn't. Okay, anyways, let's go continue. That's the okay. Merck is buying them out, and I told you guys why, and I mentioned that a few days ago. Let's go take a look at what else. I mentioned two stocks, by the way, that day. I hope you guys bought those, both of them. Uh, what's here? Let's go to the next one. Let's take a look at NPI. NPI is renewable energy on the TSX. I like the stock. I bought a small number of shares a long time ago. And no, this is not the one. Sorry. I wish it was, but this is not the one. This is the one. Okay. It's dropped big time on earnings and they cut the dividend. The problem with them, I still like this. I still like the revenue. Okay. Their infrastructure cost has gone up through the roof. And that's what this stock is pushing the earnings to the downside. And the good thing about it is NPI is they haven't. What they didn't do is they didn't do any shares offering. Okay, that's what they didn't do. So the stock has dropped down big time on the earnings. This guidance was really bad on this one here. I own this stock around 23, $24, right? I got that's what my price is. I'm not worried about it because I got very small number of shares anyways. But I think the stock will come back eventually because the revenue was there. Okay, they're still making money on the revenue, but the problem is the profit margin's gone down on it because they're spending so much money on the infrastructure. Okay, that's what this stock has done, but eventually I think it's just an opportunity to buy. Okay, but I would you buy it right here? I would wait. Just let it make a U-turn to the upside. I think you can even DCA it once it turns around back to the upside. I'm not worried about this stock too much. Okay, they cut the dividend because the costs are going through the roof for them. Okay, so what are you gonna do? I mean, it's not. It doesn't hurt me a lot because I don't own too much. Was looking to DCA it anyways, but that's fine. Anyways, made a lot of dividends since I've been owning this thing anyways. So let's take a look. It doesn't bother me too much. So you guys said, yeah. Let's take a look at Walmart. Walmart is going down with the market right now. Okay, right now it's down with the market $99.95. I think it's an opportunity to DCA it. Okay, I will be buying it. I bought it at 101.60. I'm still holding it. I didn't sell it yesterday. Okay, but right now it's going down with the market. It's nothing wrong with the stock. Like it was the same stock that was 2 days ago. They didn't announce anything negative. So if you know your stocks, guys, you know you are buying a good stock like Walmart. If you bought it's time. Is it time to add right now? Let's see where this market goes. If the market continues to the downside, Walmart will continue to the downside. I'll be buying Walmart.
ਭਾਜੀ
Okay.
ਲੌਂਗ ਟਰਮ ਲਈ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਬਾਏ ਨਾਓ?
ਭਾਜੀ ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਥੱਲੇ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਬਹੁਤਾ ਦੇਖ ਲਓ ਬਈ ਹੋਰ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਥੱਲੇ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਅੱਖ ਰੱਖੋ ਇਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਪਰ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਜੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ
ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ ਥੋੜਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਬਾਏ ਕਰਨਾ?
yeah definitely oh definitely but just wait a little bit patiently let's see during the day let's see what the market goes during the day and if the market drops another 4% 5% this thing is going to be at the sport level around $94. Okay. So yeah, definitely DCA it. I wouldn't sell it. I'm not selling it. Okay. I am not selling it. So this is the benefit you guys get when you are trading with us here, that you get the security of, I'm holding it. That means I've been trading stocks like this for 30 years and they're solid and they always come back and make you money. Okay. So just you have to maybe we bought it, we bought it for what? Earnings were coming out, right? We were gonna do a swing trade. We got Christmas coming out. We got Black Friday coming out. Okay, so this market is nowhere in negative territory. I mean, it's not in a bearish market at all right now still. Okay, market is still very strong. Okay, so don't worry about Walmart. Walmart will continue, I think. Any other ones? Anybody have any other ones they want to talk about?
Costco, buddy, for a
Costco?
long term.
Yeah, definitely. Costco. I like Costco. So another one, look what it's holding. Costco is holding up pretty well with this market going to the downside. So Costco got earnings coming out, which are in December, but still far away. I like Costco. And the one thing I've been telling you guys, if it gets above this trend line, buy Costco, right? So right now, the market is coming down. This is where the strong support is around 900.
Buddy, for a long term, we ਇਹਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਹੀ buy ਕਰੀਏ trend line ਤੋਂ long term hold ਕਰਨਾ
ਥੋੜਾ ਬਾਈ ਕਰ ਲਓ, ਲਾਈਕ ਡੋਂਟ ਪੁੱਟ ਆਲ ਯੂ ਦਮ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਰੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਪਾ ਦਿਓ, ਥੋੜਾ ਬਾਈ ਕਰ ਲਓ। ਪਰ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਐਕਸਪੈਕਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਥੱਲੇ ਆਉਣੇ ਨੂੰ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੁੱਡ ਸਟਾਕ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਾਸਕੋ ਵਰ ਗਿਆ, ਵਾਲਮਾਰਟ ਵਰ ਗਿਆ, ਇਹਨੀ ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਥੱਲੇ ਆਉਣਾ। ਓਕੇ, ਸੋ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦੀ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ 9-10% ਕਰੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ 'ਚ ਆ ਜਾਵੇ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਵੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ ਹੈ। ਯੈਸ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਜੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਟ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਲਾਈਨ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਨਾ ਥੋੜਾ, ਡੈਫੀਨਿਟਲੀ ਬਾਏ ਸਮ। ਓਕੇ, anybody else have any other questions? Any other stocks?
ਮਾਈਕਰੋਸਾਫਟ ਦੇ ਲੈਵਲ ਦੱਸਿਓ ਭਾਜੀ।
Definitely ਭਾਜੀ। MSFT, Microsoft is this is where it needs to hold 492. If this market keeps going down the way it is going down, I don't think it's gonna hold this. Microsoft will come down because Microsoft has climbed up a lot over the years. I think Microsoft is going to take a little bit hit here, and if it comes below 492, I'm expecting 450. Okay, sometimes it's hard to wait for a good stock like this to come down, but remember this 393 right now, 343 actually where I bought. Remember that? Nobody expected Microsoft to come down here, and I do expect Microsoft to come to 450, and that's where I think is going to be a really good opportunity. 458, 460 is, well, I will load up on Microsoft. Yeah, but if this is a strong support. If you feel it's not going to come down below 492 is a good area to buy. But remember, the whole market, if it comes down, these are stocks that are going to take the biggest hit. Stocks like Microsoft, Nvidia, Meta, Google, they've been going down, but they're going to take a further hit to the downside. But that's what I like about it when the whole market drops, because it takes all these good stocks down with it. And that's where you want to average down. We can never guess exactly where it's going to end up. We didn't know it's going to end up this lower, right? DC all the way down here. But what we can do with good stocks is buy a little bit at a time. $3 down, I'll buy another one. $3 down, I'll buy another one. $4 down, I'll buy another one, right? That's why, don't put all your money in it at once. Slowly and buy. That's when you try to catch the bottom here. But otherwise, you'll never catch the bottom. You'll never catch the top. Okay? But we are trying to make profit in between. That's what we need to do. So Microsoft, definitely look at ਭਾਜੀ $492 ਤੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਜੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਨਾ, we can quickly come down to 450 ਤੇ easy. So patience. Okay, so it seems
hello, good morning ਭਾਜੀ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ,
good morning ਜੀ। good morning ਜੀ।
oh good morning ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਕੋਈ stock?
ਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਆਲ ਟਾਈਮ ਹਾਈ ਵੱਲ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ, ਇਹ ਭਾਜੀ ਕੀ what is the catalyst here for down?
Big catalyst right now, two things going on. One, ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ interest rate, ਜਿਹੜੇ interest rate ਥੱਲੇ ਉਹ ਮਤਲਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣੇ, ਉਹ ਕਹਿ 50% ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਥੱਲੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਨੰਬਰ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ 1/4 point ਘੱਟ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਜਾਂ ਦਸੰਬਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਤਾਂ ਦੂਸਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੈਨੇਜ਼ੁਏਲਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਿਲਟਰੀ US ਬਿਲਡਅਪ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਆ, Can they be very short time? They're gonna attack Venezuela. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but it's
ਭਾਜੀ
serious.
ਕਿਉਂ ਅਟੈਕ ਕਰਨਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉੱਥੇ
Hanji?
ਅਟੈਕ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਰੀਜ਼ਨ ਕੀ ਹੈ
Venezuela has been fighting between dictatorship and democracy. They have put the democracy, the guy who was the lady, she won the Nobel Peace Prize, I think. She is being put in jail by the leader in Venezuela. So they're fighting, but the big fight is U.S. only gets interested in places where they can benefit. And where they benefit in Venezuela is oil.
ਆਇਲ
Venezuela
ਭਾਜੀ
has
ਯੈਸ
huge amounts of oil, and that's what they're down there for. And that's why they probably they want to see a democracy, the lady take over as a prime minister or whatever, the leader. They don't like with the what's his name, who I can't remember his name, the leader of Venezuela, and they want him kicked out of there. That's what the U.S. is trying to do. But the only serious problem here is if they attack Venezuela, you might see the Russians already warned, and the Chinese are warning a little bit too, to keep off. And if they attack Venezuela, they might seriously see China and Russians come into play, because the Venezuela leader, he is with the Chinese, he is with the Russians. Okay. So this might get, just like Iraq. That's all the Americans are interested in, because it benefits them in oil, right? And it benefited them big time. They stole big oil back in Iraq, right? So they're looking for their own benefit, and that could rock the market. If that attack happens, it can rock the market to the downside very quickly, especially if it happens on the weekend. Just imagine where the market's going to open up Sunday night. Okay, so be very careful what you're holding, especially the risky stuff. Okay, so right now Microsoft is looking at 499 below. It's already looking at below 500, and Microsoft can come down very quickly below 490. So the stocks, you guys should have a list of stocks that you are ready to buy. Okay.
Paji, Meta.
Yeah, even let's talk your Meta. Same thing is M7 stock. I will not be buying right now. Just wait. It's sitting at 597. It's below 600. Again, this is a strong support around for Meta 545. Can it come down to 545? Very easily. Very easily. When the market starts walking to the bottom, you could have a big long candle to the downside very quickly, just like all this big gap. Look at this big gap to the downside, right? So just be careful right now. I like these stocks. I like the M7 stocks, but I like it when they start turning around back to the upside. Okay. So I don't care what the fundamentals, I don't care what the fundamentals are for any company. When the market comes down for on a geopolitical issue or something with the market in the news, they don't care about the fundamentals. They don't care about the technicals. They go all out of the window. Every time we have a market crash, did anybody care about the support and resistance? No. Did they care about the fundamentals? No. Right? So that's what happens when the market just drops. So you got to be very careful. Okay. So I keep warning over and over, and a lot of these stocks you're gonna see them all red again, because we have the Dow Jones, not the Dow Jones. If you look at the Nasdaq is almost close to 400 points to the downside. Okay, all over 1.53%. So far, if you look at, you can calculate it yourself. What is ES down so far? It's not down much, and we're looking at a trend line here, sport here. Let's see what happens here on the ES. And like I said, if it breaks below here, closes below here, we're looking at 64.54 on the ES. And that would from here, from 69, almost 7K, pretty close to 7K, we could go all the way down to here. This is about 600 points. What anybody can work out a percentage on that? What could be done if by here, if you get to down here? So what is it, 6-7% maybe to here? So that's what I'm calculating just off my head, 6 to 7%. Okay, so normally if you get a correction, it's 9 to 10%, which could be in this zone, especially coming down to, let's say, around 6,200. And below that, then it could be a really big problem. Then something really bad is happening in this market. Okay.
ਦਵਿੰਦਰ ਭਾਜੀ ਏਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਇੰਸਟੀਟਿਊਸ਼ਨਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਲੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਚੱਕ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਫੇਰ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਵੇਚ ਰਹੇ ਆ?
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਭਾਜੀ, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਹ ਕੈਂਡਲਾਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਨਾ, look at all this is institution selling every time there's a red candle. ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਉੱਪਰ this is all the institutional selling, all of them.
ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਹੀ ਆਊਗਾ ਕਿ ਭਾਜੀ ਫਿਰ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਕਰ ਦੇਣਗੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਨੂੰ।
ਜੀ ਯੂਜੂਲੀ ਨਵੰਬਰ ਮੰਥ ਇਜ਼ ਗੁੱਡ ਫॉर ਸੀਜ਼ਨੈਲਿਟੀ, ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵ ਮੰਥ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਰਾਈਟ?
ਲੋਕ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਕ੍ਰਿਸਮਸ ਇਜ਼ ਯੂਜੂਲੀ ਗੁੱਡ ਟਾਈਮ, ਯਾ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, on average market goes up I think 54% in November. But if we bleed through November and December, that would be amazing.
ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਾ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ, ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇਖੋ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਉੱਪਰ ਚਲ ਗਈ ਆ। ਸੋ ਦੇਖੀਏ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਰੇਟ ਕੱਟ ਹੈ ਦਸੰਬਰ ਵਾਲਾ, ਉਹ ਮਤਲਬ ਖਿਲ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਨੂੰ ਥੱਲੇ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ।
ਜੀ the Tom Lee guy says ਕਿ this is the most hated V-shaped rally. It is true though, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੰਸਟੀਟਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਮਿਸ ਆਊਟ ਕੀਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੂਵਸ ਨਾ ਉੱਤੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ।
ਬਟ ਇੰਸਟੀਟਿਊਸ਼ਨਸ ਆਰ ਸਮਾਰਟ। ਉਹ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਵੀ ਨਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਰੈਲੀ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਉਹਨੇ ਵੇਚਿਆ। ਦੇਖੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਰੈਲੀ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਵੇਚਿਆ, ਇੱਥੇ ਰੈਲੀ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਫੇਰ ਵੇਚਿਆ। ਲੋਕ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਲੀਅਰਲੀ ਦਿਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਡੇਲੀ ਕੈਂਡਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ES ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ S&P ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦਿਸ ਰਿਹਾ ਐਵਰੀ ਟਾਈਮ। ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਰੈੱਡ ਕੈਂਡਲਾਂ ਆ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ। Look here, if you look at the histograms here, look at all the reds, and they got the highest volume. And when you see that, that's when you see that the institution selling. Look back here when the market was dropping. Who do you think were buying? These were all institutional buying here. So ਜਦੋਂ market ਥੱਲੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਆ, it's gonna come, and then you're gonna see this. That's when you're gonna see
ਤਾਂ ਭਾਜੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲਿਕੁਇਡਿਟੀ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਇੰਸਟੀਟਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਇਕੱਠਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਾ ਵੇਚ ਸਕਦੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਚ।
That's why they're already smart. ਕਿਉਂ ਉਹਨੀ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ most ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੰਸਟੀਟਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ, they already sold. They're already selling, and they're still selling in this zone here. And you look at the volume profile, they're still selling. So ਆਹ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਤਾਂ ਹਲੇ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ। ਆਹ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਇੱਥੇ ਗਈ ਆ ਸਪਟੰਬਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਆਲਮੋਸਟ ਨਵੰਬਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 2 ਮਹੀਨਿਆਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਇੱਥੇ ਹਾਈ ਗਈ ਆ। ਸੋ ਜੇ ਇੰਸਟੀਟਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਨੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਸ ਏਰੀਏ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੇਚ ਵੀ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਦੇ ਮੇਡ ਅ ਹਿਊਜ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਿਟਸ all this run up, right? That's the way you have to look at it. Look at the institution selling. So if we get below this trend line here, then we're going to see a bigger fall. ਜਦੋਂ ਪਤਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਬਾਈ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਨਾ, ਇੱਥੇ ਬਾਈ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲਈ ਮਾਰਜਨ ਕਾਲ ਆ ਜਾਣੀ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਸ ਏਰੀਏ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਾਰਜਨ ਕਾਲ ਆ ਜਾਣੀ ਆ, ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਣੀ ਆ? ਹੋਰ ਥੱਲੇ, right? So be careful.
But how come our Pepsi is going against the market, which is good for us though? It's
Sorry, what's going on?
Pepsi. It always goes against the market. If market is down, it goes up.
Pepsi?
Pepsi stock.
Good observation. Yeah, a lot of stocks ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ especially commodities ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, they will go the opposite too. Utilities ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੈਕਟਰ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂ ਬਾਏ ਕਰਨੇ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ 2 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ, because interest rates are coming down, and again they perform better when the market is coming down. Utilities perform a lot better, and same thing with Pepsi. Pepsi is the only thing is Pepsi has come down a lot already. Okay, so Pepsi has nowhere to go but up. Okay, Pepsi has, because it's a very solid stock. If it keeps going to the lower side, somebody may buy them out. They don't want to sell themselves. It's too cheap. ਕਈ ਸਟਾਕ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ
ਭਾਜੀ ਵੀ ਇੰਡੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਸੇਫ ਸਟਾਕ 'ਚ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਪੈਸਾ।
ਕਿਹੜਾ?
ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਭਾਜੀ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਇੰਡੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸੇਫ ਸਟਾਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਪੈਸਾ ਜੀ।
ਜਦੋਂ ਨਾ ਸਟਾਕ ਫੰਡਾਮੈਂਟਲੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੀਪ ਲਾਪਣ ਲੱਗਣ, ਇੱਕ ਸਟਾਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਟਾਕ, ਜਦੋਂ ਫੰਡਾਮੈਂਟਲੀ ਚੀਪ ਲਾਪਣ ਲੱਗਣ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਉਦੋਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਥੱਲੇ ਗਈ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ। ਇਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਬਾਏ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਦੈਟਸ ਵਾਈ ਵੀ ਲੁੱਕ ਐਟ ਦ ਫੰਡਾਮੈਂਟਲਸ। ਇਕੱਲੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਟਾਕ ਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਈਆਂ ਸਟਾਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਦੇਖੋਗੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਥੱਲੇ ਆਈ ਆ ਨਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫੰਡਾਮੈਂਟਲ ਆ ਚੀਪ ਆ। ਦੈਟ ਇਜ਼ ਆਲਸੋ ਟੈਲਿੰਗ ਅਸ ਦੈਟ ਦ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਇਜ਼ ਚੀਪ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ S&P ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਟੂ ਅਰਨਿੰਗਸ ਰੇਸ਼ੋ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਐਵਰੇਜ ਜਿਹੜਾ 29 ਤੋਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਸੀਗਾ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ 28 ਥੱਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਰਾਈਟ ਉਹ ਜਿਲੇ ਅਰਾਊਂਡ 21 ਆ ਰਹਿਣਾ 22 ਆ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੀਪ ਲੱਗਣੀ ਆ ਦੈਟਸ ਵੈਨ ਦੀ ਇੰਸਟੀਟਿਊਸ਼ਨਸ ਆਲਸੋ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਬਾਇੰਗ ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈਗੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਟੂ ਅਰਨਿੰਗਸ ਰੇਸ਼ੋ S&P 500 ਦਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਐਵਰੇਜ ਜਦ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ 80s ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਅਰਲੀ 90s ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਉਹਦਾ 15 ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਟੂ ਅਰਨਿੰਗ ਰੇਸ਼ੋ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਮੰਨਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਹੁਣ 22-23 ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਮੰਨਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਵੀ 22-23 ਤੇ ਵੀ ਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਾਏ ਕਰ ਲੈਣਾ ਸੋ ਐਜ਼ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਫੋਰਵਰਡ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਟੂ ਅਰਨਿੰਗਸ ਰੇਸ਼ੀਓ ਆ ਉਹ ਉੱਪਰ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਲਾਈਕ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ S&P ਦਾ ਕਿਉਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੋਰ ਐਂਡ ਮੋਰ ਪੀਪਲ ਆਰ ਕਮਿੰਗ ਮੋਰ ਐਂਡ ਮੋਰ ਪੀਪਲ ਆਰ ਪਾਰਟਿਸਿਪੇਟਿੰਗ ਇਨ ਦ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਬਾਇੰਗ ਦ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ okay that's what's making the difference so that is overall what's happening in the market as well it's changing a lot okay and I saw I've been around for a long time I see that change that's happening in the market I'm sure a lot of you guys already if you've been in the market for 10-15 years you've been seeing that too because the price to earnings ratio has been going to the upside okay all right any other questions
ਭਾਜੀ ਬਰਕਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਵੀ ਉੱਪਰ ਗਿਆ
yeah those are the same thing was happening when the stock market was going down in 1999 okay when the stock market took to the downside what was Berkshire Hathaway doing it was going up because it's got cash it's got money look at that Berkshire Hathaway they got cash they you know why it's going up because they got billions of dollars they're going to start buying these cheap stocks they get to buy cheap okay and a lot of their companies are private Geico Dairy Queen a lot of people don't even know that Berkshire Hathaway actually owns Dairy Queen right they own the entire company there are many other ones they're a railway company
ਪਾਇਲਟ ਹਰਸ਼ੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਪਾਇਲਟ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਭਾਜੀ
ਅੱਛਾ ਪਾਇਲਟ ਵੀ ਥੀ ਫਰਨੀਚਰ ਵੀ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਸੋ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੰਪਨੀਆਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਕੰਪਨੀਆਂ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਦੇ ਨਾਟ ਗੋਣਾ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਕੰਪਨੀਆਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਟਾਕ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਇਫੈਕਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ look at Coca-Cola is holding very solid so this company if you get a chance to buy even at 513 or 515 is cheap if you got to buy down here I know me and Harpreet both mentioned a lot of people were asking going down I said just go buy blindly buy this stock okay long term look at that Berkshire Hathaway even during the market downturns this stock is solid and this is exactly what the stock was doing back in 99 the market was going to the downside and there was they were swearing at Warren Buffett hey you didn't get into the internet market you didn't make money look at all these stocks that went up and this is what he was doing he was laughing when the market was going up when everything else was going down this is where you guys want to be as investors as solid you don't want to be worrying about this market when the market goes down actually we feel happy when the market goes down you want to be able to buy those good stocks that you missed on okay
ਭਾਜੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਜਾਏ ਤੇ ਆ ਬ੍ਰੇਕਆਊਟ ਹੀ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ you can buy it here I don't have no ifs and buts but long term the stock is going to keep going up okay all right
ਆਖਰੀ ਉਬਰ ਦੇਖ ਦੋ ਭਾਜੀ
ਕਿਹੜਾ Uber's probably going down too with the market probably yeah it is $90 this is pretty solid here around $86 where you can buy it I'm not gonna sell Uber I've been holding since 2233 I'm not selling it and definitely looking to buy it if it comes cheap no worries no worries here okay guys I'm gonna take a break here let Harvey do the market update I will see you guys on